It's painting day! I did start on painting one piece, just a little bit to see if the color is there that I want, and it is. And so I will show you in a second all of the paint choices that I have for Clea. Almost exclusively, it's all Plaid FX paints. I have a ton of them, and so I'm like, let's just clean these guys out. I like these paints. They do require multiple layers, but that's okay. I don't mind painting. But, so yeah, so this is the shoulder pauldron for Clea. It goes on her arm. The other one is drying first layer right now, so let me zoom the camera down so you guys can see what paint choices that I have chosen. Now, I don't know if I'll use all of these, but these are the ones that I pulled. Okay, so like I said, all Plaid FX. I pulled their purples, which this is Male Violent, and this is Voodoo Violet. Their silver, which is called Chainmail, which is a darker silver. The blue I pulled is an armor metallic. It's called Saber Blue. Here's two blacks that I pulled that I will probably use both of them. One's the smooth satin and the other one's the armor metallic. One's carbon and the gauntlet. And then I had these two laying around that I thought would be fun to play with, and they're top coats. They're color shifting and dragonfly glaze top coats. I'm leaning more towards this one. The dragonfly glaze is very blue. This I think make a fun kind of subtle, I don't know. Well, I'm gonna see what this does on one of the pauldrons, like towards the top where you can't see it, to see if it's worth it. But it might not be worth it. I don't know. But this is what I'm using right now. I also realized with more research that there are, whoa, cat, careful, that there are cuts and imprints into the foam that I didn't know existed. So I'm probably going to draw them in with the black marker when everything dries. Wow, cat. Oh my gosh, please don't sit down on my paint. Thank you. Yeah, so I found that and I was like, oh, darn, if I would have known, I would have drawn those into this before I plasti dipped them. But I plasti dipped them and, oh well, we're here. So I'm just going to draw them in lightly and then hopefully do some really cool painting techniques to be able to make them stand out a little bit. The armor pieces, I will say, these are like see-through. Decided not to do that because no. And yeah, the armor painting will get a little different. There's also a piece of the leather that kind of sits, I think right here. Well, camera, like right here, that I'm going to put in after everything is done painted. Hopefully I have scraps of that left. But yeah, that's where we're going. So it's a painting day. We're just going to keep painting until I stop painting. Yay! Hello everybody, it's VoiceOver Amanda coming in to tell you that this is going quite well. VoiceOver Amanda is going to be bopping in and out of this vlog because it's kind of all over the place. It's a little bit scattered. There's closures we're doing here and there. There's painting, there's mold making, resin casting, all kinds of things to gotta catch you up on. But my apologies for the way my voice sounds right now. I actually currently have strep throat. DragonCon really just killed my immunity system. I 2 weeks of sickness so far. So, but that's okay. I'm on the rebound, so we're all good. But yeah, so right now I'm just painting a lot of the armor for Clea. I used all Plaid FX paints like I stated before, and blue painter's tape to be able to mark off the paint that I needed to not get into the other paint. It all worked out quite well. I will say that I do think this, and I say it later on the vlog, that I do think this armor is a little too blue. But I think the more I look at it, the more it makes sense. It's just the color scheme of this outfit is just all over the spectrum, I tell you. So do what you think on this color scheme. I think I got it right, but also I keep looking back at it and I'm like, I don't know. But there's all kinds of little details all over this whole costume that you'll find out more and more you dive into it, including this little like spectral detail I found on her arm pauldron things there that I was like, well, I gotta add that in. So I just drew it in with a pen and then went over it with Sharpie, but it turned out just fine. All right, coming in and tell you all about this leather well glue. Some of you have asked me about it. I love this glue. It works absolutely great for gluing leather on top of leather. I have yet to use it for any other leather to another type of material. I purchased it at Tandy Leather. It's the only glue I've been able to work for leather on leather. It's permanent enough to where it won't move, but I mean, if you yank it off the other piece of leather, it's going to come off. It's glue, but it works great. Highly recommend if you are into making a lot of leather costuming to get that glue. Hello, friends. It's time for another night of Clea making. I've got a lot done, and I still have a little bit here and there things to do. So let me catch you up here. Let me get my stool. Her armor has been painted the main coat. Now, although it looks a little bit better here, it does feel very blue. I realize that, but her armor is actually pretty purpley blue. It's very violet. So I'm very happy with the color that I have it, the washes that I did. You all saw the colors that I chose and everything already. So now I'm going to take a dark wash over it and just tone it down. It is very bright, but I think with the black acrylic, I'm going to take it, tone it down a lot, really kind of get those dimensions to pop a little bit more. And I think it'll read better. So there's that for the armor. Now, these little guys are done. These will just be added to the sleeves with snaps later. Easy. Not too worried about that. But that's just one thing I gotta do. And then when the black wash is done, we're gonna add the cape and call the armor done. However, the inside of the cape, it's a screen printed fabric, so the inside, or the opposite side of the cape, is white. So I'm going to have to line it with something. I have a light purple over there that I think is just going to work. I don't have any other color that I think will work for now. I might order another yard of that lining from Spoonflower, but for right now, to get that white to cover, because it does show, especially when you're like looking at me, you can see the whites like under my legs because it's almost to the floor. It's a very long cape. So I have to line that, which is just going to be a flat line. It's not going to be anything crazy. Hopefully that'll be put together quickly. And then I ran into a problem last night. So let me zoom this down a little bit. So the skirt, actually, the skirt, I ran out of fabric, and I put the skirt together to what I thought was the right dimensions until I tried it on, and it turns out I have a butt, and it was really pulling strangely. And so I was like, I've got to do something different. So I'm out of leather. I'm not buying any more. We'll see. It's definitely not accurate, but this is what you do when things like this happen. So this is leftover purple velvet from Rose that I'm going to drape and make a back. So it's gonna have a purple tail. I have no option, but this is what I have to do. So it's not gonna be hard. It's just gonna be a little insert, top stitch down, figure that out. This part is covered by my cape, and then of course I'll have pants on underneath of it. But yeah, I just have this split. That's just as much fabric as I had. So this is gonna have to be in here doing its own damn thing. But who knows? It actually might be kind of cool. We'll see. So I gotta insert that. Once that's done, the last and final thing I'm going to do is detail the leather with black leather paint. Just little bits here and there to get things pop. It's probably more going to be like a wash, just kind of like around these little detail areas, just to those up a tad. Then once that's done, she's done. crazy. So hopefully I can get this thing done today and tomorrow, and then we'll see, because I have to get another costume ready for Dragon Con, and I have to put together an Eddie Munson outfit. But the good thing is it's all thrifted. I just gotta put stuff on a denim jacket and call it a day. But still, stuff I gotta do. Woo! All right, send me good vibes. Let's see how much we can get done today. Now, by all means, don't do this if you don't have the means to it. I just have a large backside, so I had to. And honestly, it doesn't look too bad. Kind of gives it a little customizable flair, if you know what I mean. And also, it's funny because I've been doing a lot of purple costumes lately, and all of it's kind of bleeding into together. Okay, so right here, if you don't catch what I'm doing too quickly, I'm actually making a pattern using tape of that little piece of leather that's on her armor bolero bit. I don't necessarily know the exact measurements, and so I'm using tape to mark off the spots on my armor bolero, and then going in with pin on top of that tape to mark the shape that I want, remove the tape, thus have the pattern. It's just all pattern making, this whole freaking build is, but that's what I'm doing right here. You'll see it in a little bit. I take a pin and go over the spots that I want and then remove it and then trim it down. Pretty simple. So this is a note that I will say I did not end up using black paint to do the detail work on her bodice. I used dark purple paint because the tones needed to be there. Black on top of purple, it looked too ashy. It didn't look right. So when you're doing this, I highly suggest using a very dark purple, a washed down very dark purple leather paint if you add dimensions into your leather bodice, if this is the route you go. Okay, I am going to call this thing, making is done. Now, sorry, it's judging, okay. It's all kind of fitting in there, I'll scoot her back. So, she is done with things being made, detailed. I still need to do closures. So that is big snap here, big snap here, snap, snap. Yeah. We did it. Here she is. I will have a final fitting, I promise. My leggings right now, according to DHL, are in Cincinnati, which is not too far from my place, so I bet they're going to be here tomorrow. They were supposed to be here today, but I know they're in the US, so plus one. Yeah. I did end up putting this lovely seam, not seam, but piece of fabric down the back of the butt. I had to. It lays so much better now and looks 10 times better. There will be 2 snaps back here. I ended up, I mean, as you all saw, detailing or putting in some darker purple detailing in here. It doesn't show up that much, but I don't want it to be super evident. Oh, I still need to make the molds for the belt buckles. Luckily, Alex is helping me on those, but I do need to pour some resin for those. Those shouldn't be too hard. I'll do those right now. But yeah, braces are made. Those are done. I'm really happy with how the armor looks. I think it's still a tad too blue, but it kind of matches the purple here, and the purple on the leggings will match as well. It's just so jarring because there's so many cool tones going on with this outfit. But I do think it looks great. I'm very happy with the fit and the look and the laying of the leather. Everything looks great. I need to make those gems for the back so we can put on the cape. Oh, I need to do that. The flat line for the cape. All right. Make the molds for the gemstones. I love how I said I was done, but I'm not. I need to make the molds for the belt buckle piece tonight and at least cut out the fabric for the lining. But I'm tired and I would like to go to bed early. Still have one more night tomorrow night before I have birthday shenanigans coming up. Oh yes, my birthday is this week, but whenever you're watching this, it's probably gonna be way past my birthday, but I'll still take the happy birthdays. But I'm not gonna be working on this on my birthday. No, I'm gonna be going to a concert. So, yep, we're gonna finish up what I need to finish up, and then I will see you all back tomorrow working on this thing. Yeah. Hello everybody. I'm very tired today, so I'm gonna probably make this little intro kind of short. This thing has worn me out, but you know what? She looks great, and that's all that matters, and I can't wait to wear. So today, that was a gnat that I got it. Today, I'm gonna work on closures and literally finishing her up. The only things I need to do is I need to make some molds with some silicone putty for her little embellishments and belt buckle and stuff. And then we're putting on a lot of closures. I got a lot of snaps to sew on. And hopefully things to finish, like top part of her armor here. Well, you can't see it, but the zipper needs to be closed. And I did the cape. Here's the cape. I just also realized that I don't know why the hell I did pink purple. I should have done black. Like, what? I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was just like, everything has to be purple. It's fine. I'll probably change it sometime, but it's gonna stay like that for DragonCon. I don't care. So, yeah, we're gonna work on the embellishments today and do some closures, and then she's gonna be done. She's gonna be done for as much as I can go for, because there's no other more information that I have to put on this freaking thing. I'm very happy with it. That next week, probably right before I start packing for DragonCon, as to say, I leave in literally 1 week today, from today. So I can't believe I got her done. I am thrilled, but you can't tell because I'm really tired. I need to go to bed early tonight, but yeah, I'm probably going to try her on for a full fit next week when my leggings get here, and I'll have some footage to put at the end of this video for that, and I'll probably add in some footage from DragonCon for the wrap-up of the making Clea videos. So tonight should just be easy closures and fixtures, hopefully. Okay, I am going to come in here and tell you about one of my favorite products that I always keep in my stock. This is silicone putty, and it's a 2-part putty that basically you do exactly what I'm doing right here. It's a 1-to-1 mix. You rub it together, you fold it into itself, you blend it really well to where there's no white seeing, and this is actually your silicone mold that you will be using to make your mold out of. It's a really easy, non-toxic, just simple mold making material to have in your arsenal. I love to use this for smaller mold making and resin casting things, so I'm using this to create obviously the mold for the belt buckles and the jewels that are on the back of my cape and my belt. It's great. I love it. Always have it with you. I've had it for a long time and I've used it. I've got it at Michael's. It's really easy to find. Just press whatever item that you want into the putty, leave it sit for I think 10-15 minutes, and it becomes solid. I mean, it's still silicone, so it moves around a little bit, but it's solid and it works great. And then you just choose your resin that you decide to you're going to decide to use, pour it in the mold, and go about your resin casting business. Now for this, I did end up using UV resin. That's just what I had on hand. It worked out great. Had a UV light, and was able to make these casts in the nick of time. These are the first round of backside resin pieces that I casted. That will the silver that you'll see of her little jewel beads, and then I'll have the purple kind of dome looking jewel that go on top of that. And so I did just trim them down with the Dremel, and I knew I was going to paint it, so I went that route. And I used a backside of a teaspoon to be able to get that dome for the purple gemstone that you'll see me pour here and paint later. Hello everybody, I am back, and I'm going to go ahead and say this is probably the last time you'll see me in my studio for this build, because she's done. I have a few little things I'll go over here. This is the Saturday before I leave for DragonCon, and I'm gonna have her completed. Now there's still obviously some little details that I just genuinely don't know about because there's no images existing out there, but when those come, I'll add them to the outfit. But for now, she's great. So a couple things to show you. The leggings are in.
I'll pan down, show you these, show you what I'm doing for like the shoe situation. And I'm not gonna try everything on today. I'll probably do another little video later on this week in the outfit, full try on, before I go to the convention, mainly because I can't get in it by myself. I need help. So yeah, let's take a look at these pants. And oh, these are perfect. I gotta thank Abigail so much for these and making these and have them available for us to purchase. Hope she's ready for some orders, cause they're coming. All right, take a look at them. Okay, move some things here. All right, here they are. Bam, bam. I think they look perfect. I'm hitting my head on these pipes, but these look great. They're high-waisted. They come up right to my waist. I'm wearing the large size that she offered. This is what we're gonna do with the boot situation. It's long enough on me that I can make it go over my little booty right here, and then I'm putting a piece of elastic on the bottom side like stirrup pants. And then I'm calling it a day. I think the purple matches quite well. It's a little different. This is just a little more blue, and it looks screen printed, obviously, because it is, versus painted. But I think it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna match perfectly. Just like, whew. We had a bit of a scare last week because DHL for some reason didn't want to deliver mine and said it was undeliverable. And I was like, no, don't send it back to the UK. I need these pants. So got the pants. I think they look great. What a wild and crazy outfit this is. But I will obviously have the link below on how you can buy these from her. She is Snowflake Jaime. She goes by several. She also has an Etsy shop. She sells a lot of things. But she's a part of my Clea cosplay community. So please support local artists and businesses. Or if you want to do these pants however you want to, that's up to you. I just was like, I'm not making these. I'm going to try to buy these, but I just got to find it. So luckily, purchased a pair from her. They got here. They work. They're perfect. I'm ready now. Like, look how stretchy. Whoa. This is probably going to be one of my most comfortable outfits. Now, I'm going to say it's going to be heavy because it's leather and I have a cape. It's going to be heavy, but comfortability, damn. I love it. Whew. Yeah. So now let's sew the elastic on these guys and call it a day. Well, I have some other little things too. I'll show you. So don't call it a day yet. Get you guys up to date on what we're doing with the gemstone situation here. So you probably saw in the last, or early in this video, me doing these guys. Now, she has a lot more gemstones on her outfit. I can't find good footage. I don't know. But I made the belt buckle and the two pieces that are over her cape with just UV resin and the mold that I created early in the video. And I just am now doing the top part of the mold. I just made, you saw in the video, using a teaspoon, the top part of this. So this one just came out of the oven. It's a little bubbly, but I don't care. So I'm gonna paint them, and she's gonna have her belt buckle and little clippy thing on the back. So simple. I love this silicone. For a person who doesn't do a lot of silicone or a lot of mold making, resin casting, this easy mold silicone putty stuff is fantastic. It just makes little things like this. I highly recommend having these in your shop. But pretty perfect for using a back side of a teaspoon. Thanks to Alex on that. She was the one, she was like, do you have any teaspoons? Just use that as the dome. I was like, oh, son of a, I didn't even think of that. So smart. Anyways, got these casted, gonna paint them and hook them onto the outfit, and then I'm calling it done. I've done all of the closures that we need to do. She'll be done until I put it on for a first fitting next week when I have some help. So let's get to painting these guys and finishing up the pants.
So once I finished adding the elastic to the pants, I went on and moved to the weird belt gemstone situation she has. I don't know. This is what I came up with what I thought it looked like. Kind of used a lot of inspiration from the, I think it was the Sims cosplay or Pro cosplay outfit that was already there. So this is just extremely thick foam that I'm carving. I think it's kind of an X shape with a little bit of serif flares. I don't know. I think that's like 8mm or 10mm foam. Really stiff foam that I will then heat up Fibra over top to kind of melt down over the foam to give it that plastic rigid look, and then you'll see I dive in some details into the Fibra. I really like using Fibra for very detailed things. If you've never used Fibra, I suggest trying it out before using it. It has the consistency of bubblegum when it's heated up. It doesn't necessarily stick to a lot of stuff. Like right now, you're probably like, oh no, is it sticking to my board? It actually doesn't. It lifts off quite easily when it cools down, but you have a longer working time to get in there with a detailed I don't know, brush or tool that I'm using right here to get in there and put some details in. But it worked out for what I needed. You can use Worbla, you can use any kind of thermoplastic, honestly, or you could just use the foam. I just wanted something a little more durable for the belt area because that gets a lot of wear and tear in my costumes, and so I used Fibra for my overlaying thermoplastic on top of the foam. Top part of the gemstones turned out really great. I was very happy with the mold that I made for them, and I ended up just painting the back of them with acrylic paint, a couple layers, and letting them dry. Pretty easy. You can use fingernail polish at this point if you want, but I just wanted that nice little metallic glow on these little gemstones, and it turned out quite nice. I just love the way resin comes out. It's just so clear and easy and just finished. Mold making is nice when it works for you. I did use chrome spray paint for the silver on the resin. It was the best paint that I found that had the best shine. Here I'm going to explain a little more how I attached these to my outfit. So instead of just gluing the straight resin onto fabric, you'll kind of want to put a foam in between because that'll help each of them stick to each other. So actually what I'm doing is I'm cutting out a piece of 2mm foam, and then I'm going to sew it directly onto that cape using my sewing machine. And then from there I will glue, as you can see, with industrial glue the gemstone to the foam piece that is sewn down to my cape. This helps that gemstone not fall off of the fabric. It helps it stay. It's a great way to be able to get these very large, heavy plastic pieces to stay onto fabric that is very finicky with glue. I did the same thing for the belt. You'll see here in a second. The other two like X looking pieces, I ended up hand sewing them down on just the joints that I knew would be moving around a lot. I did not glue those down. I just ended up hand sewing them around. Okay, everybody, here she is. She is finished. Whoop! I couldn't put the pants on my mannequin because it's a dress mannequin. It's not for legs. Anyways, oh my gosh. Look, these turned out fantastic. It looks like it says XOXO, like she's blowing a kiss, which I kind of slowly love. Hugs and kisses. But this turned out so good. I love the way these little puppies turned out. The cape is looking great. Oh man, I'm very happy with this. And I'm just so happy with the way these turned out. So good. Okay, the next time you'll see me, I'll be in this for a fitting. Yay! Oh, first fitting! I am so happy with the way this turned out. I cannot stress this. This is one of the most comfortable cosplays I've ever made. Like, dead serious, y'all. We'll see how I feel truly after a full day at DragonCon. I mean, I don't have her makeup on right now, and I slapped the wig on as much as I can. I do think I will need a little wig help. I might cut some little pieces, because I think it's just a tad too long. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But everything is working out, and like so perfectly. I think the only thing that I'm kind of frustrated with are the bracers. Again, I'm always frustrated with bracers. They never really want to work. I mean, I have full movement of my wrists, but see how they're like bunching up? I think I need to put like some kind of boning or stiffener, something underneath the leather pieces that are crisscrossing so they don't bunch up like that. That's just gravity. But I think for DragonCon, I'm just gonna leave it as is because it's all good at the time and I don't really want to fix it and just scoot them back up. It's really no big deal, but everything else is working great. This whole area down here is looking fabulous. Back in the back is looking great. Successful first fitting. First and final fitting, I would say. I love this outfit. I can't wait to wear this all weekend. I might wear it twice. Who knows? I'm in love with it so much. It's so nice. I think it has to do a lot with the fact that I did make a shirt underneath the bodice, so I have a lot more arm maneuverability, and that I'm wearing extremely comfortable leggings. There's that, and no weird boots on my shins. It's nice. It's nice. It feels good. I feel like this is the start of a new, known for this type of cosplay. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people know me for certain other costumes. I think this might be another one. That's a common. This feels good. So next time you'll see me on this video in this is at DragonCon with everything else, with my full makeup and hair fixed and everything. But successful first fitting. I am excited. Well done, me. here she is in all of her form. I think this costume turned out super amazing, and it was a wonderful experience for me to be able to wear it to Dragon Con and hang out with my friends Wizard Taylor and Hobbit Party Michael and Haley. You guys were great, and to run into all other Marvel people, just, it was wonderful. A lot of people looked at my outfit and were like, I know what you are, but I'm not sure. And I'm like, Clea. And they were like, oh yeah, you know, that 30-second after credit scene. But I think she turned out wonderful. I can't wait to do a wrap-up video on Clea. If you would like to see it, please comment below and I will gladly get one together for you guys. But it was definitely a time that wore me out. I am still recovering to this day, but I can't wait to wear this outfit again later this year at GalaxyCon Columbus. And once again, thank you guys for following me along on making this Clea Strange outfit. It's been a pleasure. And until next time, I'll see you all later.